Lions news fan report, Markieff Morris is leaving the Los Angeles Lakers. After a season of limited playing time on the court, the veteran forward is finally ending his second stint with the California team, a chapter that seemed inevitable as the Lakers continue to make adjustments in their relentless pursuit of more championships. Morris's departure represents much more than just a trade or a player being cut. His impact goes beyond the statistics of points, minutes played, or even his direct production on the court. His contribution was crucial in moments when the team needed stability, wisdom, and leadership, especially in a season filled with uncertainties and changes. Markieff Morris arrived at the Lakers in 2019 as part of a strategic trade aimed at strengthening the team's depth and enriching the group with experienced players who could help bring more stability to the squad. The franchise, already made up of stars like LeBron James and Anthony Davis, knew they needed more than just technical skill and individual talent to win a title. That's where Morris fit in. The forward was a player with 14 years of experience in the NBA, someone who could bring valuable perspective to the locker room and also contribute with his versatility on the court. Even in a more secondary role, his presence was noticeable. He brought the necessary energy to help the Lakers on their journey to their 17th championship, won in 2020, with the help of his performances when they mattered most. The 2020 season, which ended with the NBA title, was a milestone in Morris's career. However, he wasn't the protagonist of the campaign. His contribution in the playoffs was limited, without much of a standout performance, but he always appeared when the team needed defensive help or a physical presence to keep the team focused. Morris's value was much more tied to his role as a locker room leader and support for his teammates. He didn't have the responsibility of being the team's standout, but he helped in every possible way, whether it was through motivational talks or in the more tense moments of the game, where his role as an emotional anchor was crucial. However, after the title, the dynamic of the team started to shift. Gradually, Morris's playing time was reduced, and his role became increasingly limited. In the following seasons, his court time drastically decreased, with an average of just 6.7 minutes per game. The decrease in his playing time raised an important question. What could the Lakers do with a player like Morris, who could no longer contribute directly to plays but still had a leadership role within the group? This is where Morris's value as a leader comes in. Even with his limited playing time, he continued to be an essential figure in the locker room, helping to keep the team's morale high and ensuring that the winning mentality was passed on to all the players. Jovan Buha from The Athletic was one of the first to highlight Morris's importance to the Lakers, saying he had become the Udonis Haslem of the franchise. For those who don't know, Haslem, a veteran of the Miami Heat, is a classic example of how a player can be vital to the team dynamic without constantly being on the court. Morris, in a similar fashion, represented much more than a number in the statistics. He was an important presence in internal discussions and decisions off the court. His leadership role was reflected in the way he interacted with his teammates and helped keep the team focused, even in difficult moments. Morris's respect within the team wasn't limited to the internal environment. He was admired by some of the biggest stars in the league. According to Buha, the forward had a very close relationship with Luka Doncic and LeBron James, two of the team's key players. Morris was described as someone who, even though he wasn't the team's star, played an essential role in making sure everyone was aligned and focused. Morris is loved by Luka and LeBron. He is seen as a veteran voice and a leader in the locker room, Buha said. For the Lakers, this type of leadership, silent but effective, was crucial in a season where the team needed to stay united in its pursuit of the championship. Amidst these circumstances, Morris's departure, though sad for many, was something expected. The Lakers needed to evolve, adjust to the demands of a competitive season, and this involved making tough decisions like this one. Although Morris's leadership was valuable, his playing time no longer matched the team's needs, which required a more dynamic roster capable of delivering immediate results. Morris's limitations on the court, combined with the Lakers' need to restructure their roster, made his departure inevitable. It wasn't a matter of disrespecting him or his work, but a strategic change to ensure that the Lakers had the best possible pieces to continue their quest for the title. Lakers coach J.J. Redick also praised the way Morris helped keep the team's spirit high. He's been great talking to the guys on the bench, ensuring there's always good energy. I told him the other day, we see this and appreciate it. And we value what he's doing from a leadership perspective, Redick said. Redick's message was clear. Morris, even though he wasn't a decisive factor on the court, continued to be essential to the team in other areas. He helped create a positive and productive environment in the locker room, where communication and team spirit were key to the success of the season. Morris has had a long and successful career in the NBA, playing for teams like the Phoenix Suns, Washington Wizards, Oklahoma City Thunder, Detroit Pistons, Miami Heat, and Brooklyn Nets. In all of these teams, he was always respected for his versatility and the way he carried out his work, especially in crucial moments. His time with these teams prepared him to be a leader in the locker room, something few players managed to do so effectively. His presence helped shape the culture of every franchise he played for, especially with his commitment to contribute in whatever role was needed, regardless of the role assigned to him. With the Lakers, Morris had the chance to play alongside some of the biggest names in recent NBA history, such as LeBron James and Anthony Davis, but he also had the opportunity to grow as a leader and mentor to younger players. However, with the decrease in his on-court relevance and the Lakers' need to adjust to the evolution of the game, his departure became inevitable. He leaves a younger team more focused and with a clearer vision of how veterans can impact the team, not only with their skills but with their experience and wisdom. Now, with his departure confirmed, the Lakers move forward, looking to improve and prepare for the future. Morris's departure is part of the natural transition that happens with any elite team, especially in a league like the NBA, where competitiveness is extreme and the demands are high. But Morris's contribution will not be forgotten. His leadership and presence in the locker room during moments of adversity were crucial to the healthy environment the team built over the years. He won't be remembered just for his minutes on the court, but for everything he did to help the Lakers stay focused and united in their pursuit of the championship. And so, with Markieff Morris's departure, the Los Angeles Lakers close another chapter in their recent history. The change is painful, but necessary. Morris, who was an essential part of one of the greatest NBA teams in recent years, now moves on to new opportunities. But his mark left on the Lakers, both on and off the court, will endure. Looking back, Markieff Morris's time with the Lakers will be remembered as a period where his leadership was indispensable. His value wasn't always measured in points or minutes, but in his ability to keep the team's morale high through the tough stretches. Every team goes through slumps, and the Lakers were no different, but having a player like Morris on the roster helped steady the ship. Whether it was encouraging young players during a rough stretch or calming tensions during a tight game, Morris's influence was felt throughout the locker room. Over time, Morris became a symbol of the kind of player the Lakers valued. He wasn't the flashiest or the most attention-grabbing, but his work ethic and professionalism were unparalleled. He had the rare ability to blend into any system and make an impact, regardless of the role he was asked to play. In a league where the spotlight often shines brightest on the most high-profile stars, Morris was a reminder of how essential role players are to the success of a championship-caliber team. Without players like him, teams like the Lakers would struggle to maintain the necessary depth to compete at the highest level. One of Morris's most significant impacts on the Lakers was his ability to bridge the gap between the veterans and the younger players. While LeBron James and Anthony Davis were natural leaders on the court, it was Morris who often served as the intermediary in the locker room. His experience playing with multiple teams gave him a unique perspective, and he used that wisdom to guide younger players who were still adjusting to the NBA. He taught them the importance of preparation, mentality, and what it took to survive the grind of an 82-game season. The story of Morris's career in Los Angeles is one of resilience. While his role evolved over time, he never let his reduced playing time affect his commitment to the team. Instead of becoming disillusioned, Morris used the opportunity to grow in a different area, leadership. As younger players entered the league, Morris became a vocal advocate for them, making sure they understood the demands of the NBA and what it took to succeed. His unselfish approach to mentoring his teammates made him not just a player, but a respected figure in the franchise's history. Morris's ability to perform in clutch moments, even when not actively involved in the game plan, made him a unique asset for the Lakers. His leadership wasn't about big speeches or dramatic gestures. It was about being present and available when his teammates needed him most. Whether it was during tough games or emotional locker room talks, Morris always seemed to know what was needed to help guide the team. His presence became a reassuring factor for the Lakers, knowing that, no matter the situation, they could rely on him to keep things in perspective. The bond between Morris and his teammates extended beyond basketball. He was someone who genuinely cared for the well-being of those around him. His time with the Lakers wasn't just about playing the game. It was about building relationships and creating a culture of trust. That culture is one of the reasons why players like LeBron James and Anthony Davis held him in such high regard. They understood that Morris's impact went far beyond the court, and they respected him for it. In many ways, Morris served as a mentor to the entire Lakers organization, teaching players about professionalism, dedication, and the importance of team-first mentality. As the Lakers face the challenge of rebuilding their roster and staying competitive, they'll certainly miss Morris's steady hand in the locker room. Replacing a player like him isn't easy. The Lakers front office will need to find someone who not only fills a role on the court but also contributes to the team's culture off the court. Morris's departure serves as a reminder that great teams need more than just stars. They need players who understand the intricacies of what makes a team successful. It's players like Morris who ensure that the team doesn't lose sight of what's important, even when the games aren't going as planned. The exit of Morris from the Lakers also signals the beginning of a new era. The team will now rely more heavily on younger players, who are expected to step up and fill roles that Morris once held. This shift is a natural part of the cycle in the NBA, where teams evolve and adapt to the changing landscape of the league. Morris's departure opens the door for fresh faces, but his influence will remain a cornerstone of the team's identity moving forward. The lessons learned from his time with the Lakers will undoubtedly continue to shape the culture, even as new players join the ranks. Looking forward, the Lakers will remember Morris for his dedication to the team, both on and off the court. His departure marks the end of an era, but his contributions to the Lakers' culture cannot be overstated. The lessons that Morris imparted to his teammates about sacrifice, leadership, and professionalism will resonate long after he's gone. In a league that is constantly in flux, it's players like Morris who provide stability and remind everyone that championships are not won solely by the best players but by the collective strength of the team. Ultimately, Markieff Morris's time with the Lakers will be defined by his unwavering commitment to the team's success. His departure is bittersweet for fans and teammates alike, but it's also a reminder that every chapter must come to an end. As Morris moves on to the next phase of his career, the Lakers continue to look ahead, building a roster that will aim for future championships. While Morris may no longer be in the picture, his legacy as a leader, mentor, and essential figure in the Lakers' recent success will remain forever etched in the franchise's history.